it, baby.
All right, dude.
Boston Trucker here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it.
All right, Boston Trucker with you here. I just arrived at the Mid-America Truck Show. And look who I met. Carl and Pete. And yes, I can tell them apart. And we're going to go walk inside and get our badges.
That we are.
Let's do it. And get this thing started over here. All right.
Yep.
Look at these guys.
All right.
Look at this truck. Look at the big truck. We'll just say hello real quick. All right, watch your fracking language here, all right?
All right.
How you guys doing? We're live on YouTube.
No fracking
How
swear.
you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? Mike Gaffin.
Charlie.
How you doing? Bob Murphy, Mike Gaffin, the Boston Trucker. How are you?
Very nice
Big
to meet
fan
you,
of
sir.
yours.
Yes.
How you guys doing? We're gonna go check in. Everybody having a good time?
Too close. She's an old farm truck. Stay back.
Listen, I saw the truck wash video. It was pretty impressive.
Stay back 50.
Oh, there's my bathroom. I'm gonna be borrowing that a lot. Can I put a sticker in there? That's where we're going. I got my registration badge, the Boston Trucker. It says VIP. I never had that on my badge before. I think I might have done it right this time. Pre-register. We're gonna go on inside and get a pre-show look. Let's go. All right, here we go. People are setting up still. We're getting a look, a behind the scenes look at the Mid-America Truck Show 2025. Right away, we found this beautiful Peterbilt, sitting low. Those are some mighty big ovals on those wheels. Interesting. C&J Trucking out of Iowa. Company's got some sweet rides. Well-known company. Seen them at Super Rigs. Oh yeah. Which way do we go? I say we start over here at the Kenworth booth. See what Kenworth has on for display here. We got a, start on the end here. We got a W990. Beautiful looking truck, right? Long wheelbase, nice, love the color scheme. Big bumper. I want to sit back and just take it in. All right. Watermelon lights on the cab. Old school lights running down the sides. Very nice truck, very customized. How you doing?
What's up, my man?
Oh, hey, I was like, who is that guy? How you doing?
Good. I'm on a quick call, but Blair and
Hey, good to see
Claire
you.
and Grace at the booth. So
All right,
say hi.
I'll stop by over
see
there.
you.
Yeah, you gonna have dinner tonight?
Yeah.
All right, I'll stop by.
Looking forward to catching up.
All right. That is Joe from Shell Rotella. Good guy, good guy. Even at this point, when I get recognized, it's always funny to me. How does it recognizes me? And we got this nice looking A model, right? You got to get your models right, or people are gonna criticize you. But are the doors open on this? Maybe the other side. Whatever. Look at those gold bars. Oh, I like that. That's different. Reminiscent of the ATDS Kenworth. Truck driving school out of New Mexico, if you guys remember that. How you doing? Like those old school boxes right there. We got a nice Nice looking L model. The logger bumper on it. These guys are getting all ready. They're gonna get their merch. Have to come back here and buy a hat. Get the new style Kenworth. Is that a 680? Yeah, T680. I'm not up on the new model numbers, but oh my god, look at this. Look at this beauty right here. Let's just stop and appreciate the look of this truck. Holy smokes. Bus glass. New visor on an old truck. Big horns, big, what are those, 10-inch pipes. Lights up on the roof. What a look. What a look. Long wheelbase. That's a truck. This is a bad ride right here. Landstar. The pleated back sleeper. Yesterday's wine. Look at the, ooh, I like this right here. That's nice. I love this panel here. Very cool truck. I get the Elegance on Wheels booth here. These guys are getting set up. I'm a big fan of them. Q and McClinton giving a shout out to. I don't know why am I whispering? I don't know. Shh, quiet. We get IMT here. Awesome truck. Look at this thing. Wait, let's go back to this one. Hold on a second. You know, you see these trucks online so much, it kind of jades you. Then you see them in person, you really got to slow down and just got to breathe. You got to take it in and breathe and just. All right, everybody calm down. We just arrived. We're getting overloaded here. We gotta relax. We gotta relax. Are you relaxed? That's good. I'm not. This is an Aliman truck. Al Amin truck. I messed that up. But I'm a big fan of their family and company. And I'll be hanging with Tariq later. Maybe his dad if he's here. All right. All right. Let's get back to this one. IMT. I see people I know. I see people I know. I see people I recognize. I see people I recognize. What's up? Down here at Matt's 25, the day before the big show.
It's a second year for our booth. Had a really great response last year from it and had a great time, so we thought we'd do it again.
What is the goal of having a booth here?
We really aren't here to try to solicit drivers. We just want to run into good people. And if we end up building a relationship or hire some drivers or other people, so be it. But we're here to kind of support it and just kind of hang out, really.
That's awesome. I mean, you got couches set up. You got the whole thing here.
Yeah.
So this truck, sorry. Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we kind of went with the American Graffiti theme, you know, and just like a '60s throwback and kind of respectful to the truck and the era that it came from. So
yeah,
that's kind of the feel.
So this truck pretty much started at the beginning of your company?
Yeah, and well before that.
Can you tell me about it and we'll take a look at it?
Yeah. So my grandpa bought this truck. It was nearly new. It's a 1969, but as you can see, the cab's off of 73, the sleeper's off of 85. I mean, it's got millions and millions of miles on it.
Wow.
They just basically wore out the cab. I mean, in the 80s, had we known what we had with that 69 cab, probably we would have spent some time rebuilding it, but it was easier just to slip a different cab on it and get it back on the road, so that's what we did. The sleeper was my bedroom. With the original sleeper, I took off, and that was my bedroom as a kid from I think I was like 12 up until I was like 16, 17. For real.
Really?
Yeah, we lived in kind of a garage because we were living in that as we were building our house.
Yeah.
And it took longer than what it was supposed to, so I just brought the 36-inch in the garage part of it, and that was my sleeper. So
unreal.
Yeah,
that's really cool. So Tell me about the family history with the company and where it started and where it's going.
It goes way back. So my grandfather bought his first truck in the mid 50s, I think 54 actually. My grandfather, all of his brothers had trucks. They pulled livestock, bulk, oil, open deck, a little bit of everything. My dad graduated high school in '69, and right out of high school, he opened up a little fuel station at the corner of 69 Highway 18. And about that time, the interstate went in, so it kind of dried up that.
Yeah.
So that's when my dad bought this truck from my grandfather. And actually the guy that drove this truck when it was nearly new, Marley Johnson is his name. He drove for us up until like 6-7 years ago. He's just a great family friend, still very involved with us in our business. But the company goes back to, officially probably 1980 under this DOT number. Deregulation was right around in that time.
Wow. A lot of trucks now?
Yeah, we're sitting 250, 260 trucks between all the companies, a couple brokerages.
Yep.
But we're much more than trucking. We do manufacturing. We do sandblasting, painting, full service truck repair shop in most of our locations. We do storage. We do telematic installations for customers.
What are you manufacturing?
A lot of our trailers we do. Yep. We build and rebuild our own trailers, and then I don't want to compete with my trailers, so I just rebuild them.
That's smart.
So yeah, and then we build our own trucks as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing still building large old school rides.
Yeah, yep. And when we can't get those hoods, as we've told Kenworth, we're not turning to plastic. So we're just gonna start buying 379s, 389s, flat glasses, and we bring them down to the frame rails, put new motors in them, new transmissions. They'll be brand new trucks when we're done.
That's the most respectable thing I'm probably gonna hear all week.
Yeah.
Hey, good for you guys.
Yep.
Keeping it old school. And a guy who wants to come to work for IMT, what can they expect? What kind of money, the benefits, where are they going to be running, where are they going to be hauling, where are they going to be driving?
Pretty much, we travel all 48 states. We do a little bit of Canada.
Yep.
If you want to run west, we go west. We kind of go a little bit of everywhere. Pay, we're trying to have it set up to where guys can do $2,200 a week if you're a hustler.
Nice.
So, but it's really, it takes a group effort for everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
So if you're a find a way to win kind of guy, you'll win with us.
Sure.
But if you're looking for a reason to drive 7 hours a day and screw around, you're not going to do very well.
So the runners are going to make money.
Always. Always.
Yeah. That's the way it should be. And any company, there's always those slackers. You got to weed them out eventually.
Well, and
or they weed themselves out.
Well, you put yourself out there like we have to, on social media, and you always hear you hear a lot of great things.
Yeah.
But like naturally, we're trying to fly our flag, and you see some guys that maybe they worked for us and didn't work out.
Yeah.
Maybe we weren't good enough for them. That's possible. Who knows? I know that we have a lot of great guys that do very well. We've had guys come on that just don't make it and don't do very well. We're not a fit for everybody. We're not trying to be.
No. And sometimes people have to find that out on their own. Some people think they can handle it. They see the big rides. That's the attraction. The rides.
You know what it is? It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
hard
what they
job.
find out.
Yeah.
They think, I fly on flatbed. I can drive a big with a big sleeper, and then they go, oh wait, I actually got to work for a living, and I got to actually stay out a couple weeks and get it done, and it ain't for me, And
they're, it's like, we got to go where the freight's going. I'm not gonna. I can't be in a position where I have guys telling me where they will and won't go. We follow the freight. Like the commitment I make is, we'll put you in a nice truck, you'll make good money, and we'll get you home when we agree on the home time on the, right out of the gate.
It costs companies money every time a guy wants to go home every week.
It does. But it's worth it. I mean, you want guys to have a life.
You got to have a life too, especially nowadays. It's different than it used to be. People want to be home, but it's tough having kids.
It is.
And you guys must find that out right away. The family guys it's gonna be hard for them.
It's tough, and we're pretty upfront right out of the gate. Like, when someone will ask me about home time, like, oh, what's home time? Like, well, where do you live? What's important to you? You tell me what's important to you. I'll tell you if I can do it or not. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear to get you in one of my trucks. I don't need to. That's not what we're about.
That's not cost efficient for anybody.
Right.
It just leaves a lot of heartache and a lot of hurt feelings. And
well,
that's cool. Well, I hope you guys have a great show. It's great seeing you guys again. We've met up a couple times at Super Rigs. Maybe we'll see you there again. Who knows?
You have to ride that. You have to take that orange one for a drive so you can say that you know both of them.
I'll take any truck of yours for a drive.
That's
even the
out.
new ones.
The orange one's out in the parking lot. We haven't even cleaned it up yet.
I haven't been out there yet. I heard you got a whole fleet of trucks out there.
There's a bunch of them. I didn't realize how many guys were coming down, but I'm glad it worked out.
Chris Hammond reached out to me. We've been texting. He sent me some pictures, so I got to go find him later.
Yeah, absolutely do.
All right, Jeremy. So you give these guys some of the nicest trucks on the road, the trucks that every company driver is envious of. What do you expect of your drivers, and how do you find drivers that are going to really take care of? Well, you guys put a lot of time and effort into these trucks for the company image and for the history. What do you expect from these guys?
You know, and that's really, it gets to be a touchy subject because it's much like characteristics. Like when someone comes to work for us, like this is who we are. This is who we're going to be next year, right? So if they interview well and do well through orientation, but then all of a sudden their whole demeanor changes, we're not going to make it very far with those guys. It's the same way in respect to the truck. Like we have a very, very minimalistic style, you know, and we don't like over the top stuff where a truck looks like 6 different trips to Walcott, you know. That's not our jam. It's a less is more thing. I don't want, you know, window chops are for some people, not for us. We just don't want them on our trucks.
I'm not a window chop
I'm just not that guy. I don't like spiked lug nut covers. You know, we run all Lifetime products. They're family with us, right? So I'm not going to have my fleet of trucks run around with some of their competition's accessories on it, right? It just everything, like, listen, I'll give you a beautiful piece of equipment if you just take care of it. And then as guys do put in time, I let them do their own thing to it, you know, but I don't want...
some guys don't have taste. And they don't know it. And some guys go to the Petro and they buy all the chrome in the truck stop, and they think, you know, my first time in a chrome shop, and it's going to go on my truck. But,
they just go crazy.
You see it and you probably cringe, and it's probably a hard conversation.
I do, and then they'll want a steering wheel or I want this, you know, and I like that stuff, but like, listen, we'll buy it. I'll put it on, right? Because then if this doesn't work out, or say you take a new truck, I'm not going to start saying, oh, this was yours, this was mine. I want everything on my truck to be mine.
If you drill a hole, it's yours.
That's a
rule.
Yes. And our shop, you know, our shop doesn't get the love it deserves because they're just never at these events. But you want to talk about a group of guys that just straight up care. Like,
tell me about them.
We have a go no go gauge for mud flaps. You know, like I can.
What does that mean? Go and no go.
Okay, so to me, like mud flaps got to be square, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying everything's got to have a chrome weight on it, which it probably should, but they got to match. They got to be square, and not everyone can see a 1/16 of an inch over 20 foot away, like I can, or I think I can. So we just have a gauge that you slide under the mud flaps, like make sure they're square, right? So
like a level?
Yeah. So make sure because it's flat floor, flat everything. So just slide it underneath there. Make sure the mud flaps are the same height.
I'm gonna write that down.
Just all little stuff like that. So I'm an absolute fanatic. Like if there's a nut cover missing on a trailer, I could be on my way to a board meeting or a sales meeting or whatever, and if I see a nut cover missing on a trailer, I'm like, boom, text the shop guys. Hey, trailer LT 144.
I mean, you're a rare breed, man. You know, because you see all these cookie cutter trucks now, and it just like ruins our image. And you're out there chipping away every day, trying to, you know, put a good face on trucking, and it's just so hard. You know,
I love the industry. You know, well, I love what the industry was, and I'm trying to preserve what I can. You know, I tell people our little operation is kind of an oasis of what I love about trucking. You know, it's to some people, you know, you always hear, oh, I miss the good old days. I miss the good old days. Well, so, you know as well as I do, I caught the end of the 90s on my own when I could start driving. And that was like the end of the good old days. Well, kids now are going to think 2012 was the good old days. You know, so if we do a good job showing them that trucking can still be cool, right? You get kids to fall in love with these trucks, and you get them to fall in love with the industry, right?
Absolutely.
But there's no kid that's going to fall in love with a Volvo, right? I mean, that's just how it is. So
do you find that you get younger guys who maybe grew up on a farm, you know, drove trucks, you know, that you try to bring on board and get them going in the industry?
Yeah, but also not limited to that. So we've got guys that they've been working for places where we've delivered and never been in a truck before. They're like, hey, if I go get some experience, I've always wanted to be a truck driver. Can I come drive for you someday? I'm like, absolutely you can.
Wow,
and we've had guys that just see our trucks that want to become a truck driver because of that. Now I can't touch those guys, but I can sure show them like, hey, you put in 5 years somewhere. We can put you in a truck like this.
That's really cool.
But also I want them to, like when I interview a driver, and there's plenty of drivers out there that I've interviewed, I want to know how their housekeeping is. You know, I don't expect everybody to be a wax the frame rails guy, right? I don't expect everybody to have a pair of socks that they put over the pedals if they have to drive with their shoes on.
If they have to drive with their shoes on.
But we've got some excellent drivers that stuff is important to them, but they still take very good care of the truck. But I want to put the guys that want to wax the frame
Yeah.
rails, that are very
that are
meticulous.
passionate.
Yeah.
And it's not just a job.
But we
It's-
call
it's
them
a
like
lo-
the marquee trucks. You know, we have different levels of
Yeah,
trucks too.
sure.
Everything's a big hood, everything's
Right.
cool. But you know, if you're not a guy that's really going to go the extra mile
Yeah.
on keeping it right and tight,
Yeah.
then you're probably not going to be in one of the trucks
Yeah.
with a ATG.
And if
the
you're
Fairway
wondering
Ride.
why you're not getting the upgraded and latest cool truck, it's probably you got to step it up a little bit.
Yep.
And don't be jealous of those guys because they earned it. They
Yep.
didn't get it because they kissed the boss's butt. It's
Right.
because they're earning it and you're noticing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
how
put
it
up or
always
shut
is.
up with us.
Yeah.
You know, like if someone's complaining, you know, and I'm always like, you know me, Mike. I was a football coach for
Mm-hmm.
15 years, and I'm very passionate. I put everything kind of in sports parables, but I was never the coach that was working with the fullback or the guy, the glory guy. I'm working with the offensive lineman, the left guard that didn't pull and should have, or the left tackle that misstepped. So I'm always working with guys that aren't necessarily ecstatic, right?
Yep.
They're like, oh, I'm just not making it here. So I try to coach those guys because I want them to be successful. But at the end of the day, they want to be successful.
Yeah.
They have to want
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
And if you're a guy that drives 6-7 hours a day and then wants to go trash around on the truck stop,
Yeah.
we're not going to make it.
You ain't gonna make it,
I get
yeah.
a bad rap from those kind of guys that say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you can't make any money there." Well, talk to the other guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't think I'd be doing this interview justice if we don't get a peek of the inside of the truck. You want to
Absolutely.
go the other side and
Yeah.
I get on this side? I'll just stand on the running board here. Holy cow. This thing's got the wow factor, dude.
Yeah, and it had when I was a kid, it had brown interior. That actually my granny made the interior in it in that version of it.
Yeah.
And when I drove it, it had blue Splendor in it, and I'm
Yeah.
not a blue fan. And blue on yellow just didn't look good, but that's what we had, so that's what we ran. Brock has just got this from 2Bs and put it in here last
2Bs, yeah.
like a month ago. And Travis does just excellent work, great fit.
They
and
did my
finish.
truck, yeah.
Yeah,
my
just
new
love
truck.
it.
I
There's
love
no
the
replacement
heart
for them.
light up there.
Yeah, that's I'm a '60s chopper guy, so
Yeah.
that's just one of those
Short
things.
shift. Look at those glow lights.
There we go.
Oh, look at that. This is sexy, man.
It is.
And you got a big hole.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
So this was the first big hole that I did, and I actually really botched the job.
Was it a crawl through when you first had it?
It was what my dad would call a sit-in, right?
Uh-huh, okay.
So it was opened up down here, but it
Yep.
wasn't wide enough for the seats to go
Okay.
back. So, but you could sit in the bunk, and that was a big deal in the '80s to us, anyways.
Yeah.
And find another switch. So we had the what was it? Oh, so we big holed it. So when I big holed it, I just bought a Peterbilt flat top ring, and I didn't do the math on it, and I didn't cut it down so the stock
Okay.
headliner wouldn't work. So all of them that we've done after that, we cut 2 inches out of a Peterbilt flat top ring, and then you can run the stock
interesting.
headliner.
Interesting. And you got the low shifter, which is just. I'm not a tall shifter guy. Like
Same,
I can't.
same.
I just can't. I can't take it. I
Yeah.
can't take it seriously. That's just old school cool. I mean, that's
Yep.
really. What's we got for transmission?
13 speed.
13 speed.
Yep.
And you get the upside down steering wheel.
Yeah, that's just our thing.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
remember when I got
Some
to
people
drive-
just hate that.
You
Oh,
still
that
have that
pisses
truck I
people
got to
off.
drive?
Oh yeah, yep.
I wish I did better. I needed a little more time with that truck.
Oh, I think you did
That
just
was fun,
fine.
though.
You did just
That
fine.
was fun. But dude, awesome. Hey, thank you so much for talking to me. And it's nice knowing you. I wish I could see you more, but hopefully we'll see you around.
Hey,
Little
thank
bit
you
more
for what you
truck
do.
show. Absolutely.
Let's make trucking great again, right?
Trucking
That's
great
what we're trying to
again.
do.
That's right, dude. Yeah. One truck at a time. One lug nut at a time.
Yes, no kidding.
Are the lights on outside the truck?
Yeah, they sure should
Let
be.
me take a
Yep.
look. Oh, look at, whoa, look at that. See, this is less is more.
So you notice
It's got
there's no front
lights,
brakes on
got
this.
lights in the rims. Holy cow.
So 69, they didn't have
What'd you
front
say
brakes.
about, oh, no front brakes.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know if the ABS light's gonna work? Look at that.
You pump it harder.
Yeah. What's the deal with the porch? I love this.
So we've always had drum decks, you know.
Yep. drum
And
deck, yep.
we called them party deck or whatever. And those West Coast hay haulers, just they kind of have their
Yeah.
unique little taste to them.
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
these little knee boards on them. That's what I call them.
That's really cool.
It just looks cool as well.
Oh, real with a diamond plate. You got this truck going on.
We did I've been sitting on this idea for a lot of years.
Yep.
And like I'm a good grinder, but I'm not a great welder.
Yeah.
So we finally had sent the tanks out to Colin and Jimmy Farrow.
Okay, yeah.
and we ran tubes. Jimmy figured out how to do it, you know, and he's the wizard. Ran tubes inside so we could run the light through the tube.
Oh, I got a good question for you. Why is the fuel cap on the back here?
Oh, just because it's cool. look how nice that looks from this thing. We did that to our 100th anniversary too. Kick the fuel.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love the faded look on the back. It's just like, it gives a charm, you know?
Again, this sleeper is actually an 85 model.
Yeah.
It's a B model sleeper.
Yeah.
But the early Bs had the same radius as the As. So I got sick of everyone kind of like, oh, you shouldn't have a B model sleeper on an A model. And I agree, but it's just what we had. So we found a A model cap and put it on there, and we don't want to repaint the whole thing because you take all the history from there, and that can be redone. But I mean, that stuff's been on there since probably 83 or 84.
Really?
Yeah. The last time the truck
That looks like you just painted it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, we had Darren and Dean drop some shadows on it and freshen it up.
That's great. Class of '69, year I was born.
He did that this morning.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he did my orange truck as well. I feel like such a heel because the interview, you know, my orange truck was just on the cover of Large Car. And I wanted that to be about Jason Keeler, not so much about us, you know. And we did the interview such a long time ago, the truck hadn't been striped yet. So I didn't even know Darren when I did that interview. So it comes out on Large Car, you know, this last issue, and I didn't give him props on the thing because it was pretty much already written by then, you know.
Well, now you've said it for the world to hear. And,
well, good. I'm glad.
I'm sure you've talked to him.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah.
He is so good.
Yeah.
We saw him last year down here. Have you seen his cab over Freightliner?
I don't know if I've met Jason. I think I have, but I'm not sure.
Jason Keeler?
Yeah.
I would bet that you have.
I'm sure I have.
Yeah. He's a tall drink of water. You
If I met him, I would recognize him. Yeah.
Good guy. Excellent guy. Very good friend.
All right. It's time for me to move on.
All right,
hey,
sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Once again.
Yeah, great to see you.
You too. All right, we're over here at the ARI sleeper booth. You know, these 579s were just making their debut pretty much last year at the truck shows, and now they're everywhere. And yeah, they grow on you. Now, I like the looks of them, but I like the sleeper. What's that about? Like a 180, 156? Pretty nice looking ride. Chrome right up the back. ARI always has a great display. Lights. I mean, these are the VIP trucks of the open road. You're gonna be gone for any amount of time. I mean, listen, I left to drive that IMT yellow Kenworth with a 36-inch bunk for my ego, and I'd make it work. But being able to get a shower, cook a hot meal, and not have to be in a truck stop, yeah, I wonder which one I would choose. I know which one I choose, but that's why they make baby wipes. All right, let's look at this truck. Big ride. 2025 Ultra Cab. Then we got the big Freightliner. Should we go inside? What's this? That is a Freightliner also, Cascadia. How big is that sleeper? 156 inch. Now I've been in a bunch of these. My friend Dave has one, and my friend Rich Ruxtalis has one, but maybe you haven't been in one before, and we should go in and look. Oh, this is very nice. I like the wood cabinets. Got the kitchen table. You can have the boys over for poker night. This folds down. Bunk comes down. You got a refrigerator, a freezer, a microwave, electric oven. You got the nice big screen TV. You got the bathroom and the shower in one. Just tall enough for most people. We got some nice little hooks up here. You know, the more hooks the better, I say. And you go into the driver's cab. Just the Freightliner. You know, it's a nice view. Nice truck. I like these extra cabinets up here too. The more storage, the better. Hooks. Yeah, I love places to hang jackets. Hang jackets and baseball caps and cowboy hats and whatever you wear. And it's nice to have the windows on the side. Nice ventilation in the warm months. Got a nice light here. All right, let's go. They got this truck show all laid out differently now. I am like, every year I come here, I'm lost. And I'm lost again. BrazosTrailers.com. Must be a dealership. This little Mac here. What model is that? I don't even know what the model is. It's cool though. All right, we're walking around, looking at stuff. The layout's all upside down. It's so different than it has been in the past. Look at that 359, man. That reminds me of Freddie Stolman's old truck when Glenn Mushnick owned it. Old school right there. I think I'm gonna start heading towards outside. Everybody's setting up stuff. It's really not my thing. It's not that exciting. I think it's more fun when people are walking through, spectators and things like that. So we're gonna make our way. We're gonna make our way out of here. See if we can figure out our way to get outside again. Found some trucks to look at. And then we're gonna head outside. But let's look at these, the ATHS trucks. I like the display, how they got them laid out here. Love the paint scheme on this 359. A lot of shiny bling on this truck. It's a 1984, owned by Strout Farms, Lewisport, Kentucky. Well, they get the right lighting in this place to really light up these trucks. Very cool ride. We got this little window owned by Randy Allen, Hodgensville, Kentucky, class of 72. Cool. Looks like one of those Panelite bug shields on it. The double bubble headlights. Cool ride. Love a nice antique truck. They're not perfect, but they're cool. Red seems to be in this year. Another red and white truck. 379. 1988 379. And we got another one out of Cullman, Alabama here. They're getting it ready for the truck show. Got big horns on it, big wheelbase. I love that running board on the truck. A lot of pride goes into these trucks. A lot of sweat and tears. I recognize this truck from the internet. It's my friend Ingrid Brown's truck. Blackjack Express, West Memphis, Arkansas. This is a company truck, by the way. She pulls a beautiful spread axle reefer to match. If you don't know Ingrid Brown, look her up. Ingrid Brown. They even named a truck stop after her. We'll run into her somewhere. That thing is long. It's got to be 300 inches or more, right? Wow. Congratulations. What a nice truck. A nice company. That company's got a lot of nice trucks. Didn't know much about him till Ingrid started posting about him, so good on you, Ingrid. All right, walking down Old School Row over here. Beautiful stock 84 359. Love a nice stock truck. Probably came from the factory and looked just like this his entire life. And we get an 81 352 cab over Peterbilt. Cook Oil out of Holly Springs, Missouri. One of my favorite trucks right here. How cool is that? How you doing? Good, thank you. You working hard on this thing?
Got to.
Boy, you're doing a good job.
Can't have a messy truck.
Is that a 79?
Yep.
You know how I knew that? I took a guess.
or you
Well, I
looked at
didn't
the
see
tag?
that. I didn't see that, but I saw the number.
You'd be amazed how many people stare straight at both and don't. Man, weird.
Yeah, I had a guess. Well, it's a nice truck. How long you owned it?
10 years now.
Really? Beautiful. You just take it to truck shows?
Obviously.
Obviously, man, awesome. Where'd this truck come from?
I bought it out of Toledo.
Yeah.
I'm the 5th owner.
Okay.
I've tracked it all the way back to the 2nd owner, who actually is going to be here sometime.
Oh, really?
For the show.
Oh, cool.
When he had it, the bunk was off.
Yeah.
Had a wrecker body on it.
Okay.
We're still working on the 1st owner because it's not the person listed on the build sheet.
Yeah. Very nice
Who is
truck.
someone you know.
Who's that?
Kara Metzger.
I know Kara.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you on her page.
Yeah. What's your name?
Mike Taylor.
Mike Taylor. You look familiar.
Build sheet says Metzger Trucking, Silver
Okay.
Lake, Indiana.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now it's all. Oh, wow.
So-
Interesting.
Everybody was excited, and Kara pointed out that somebody's put a cat in that truck, and I said, no, that's factory. No,
Oh, okay.
everything we have is Cummins, and I said, no, here's the build sheet.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
looks like the dealer tacked one on to Metzger's order for inventory,
Wow.
and
What a great history.
yeah, it'd be even better if I could find the original owner, because I want a picture of it to know what
Yeah.
paint to put on it.
Oh, yeah.
Because eventually when I paint it, when I sand the hood, I'll be looking for evidence of a pattern,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I've got the colors,
Yeah.
but they don't list the pattern.
Gotcha.
So if I find a pattern, I don't care which one it is,
Yeah.
it's going factory.
All right.
If I don't find one, it's going Seminole,
Okay.
but it's going to stay the red, white, and gold that they've listed. I'm going to swap it out. Well, it was actually a darker and metallic red,
Yeah.
so I'm going to continue with the metallic red. The white I will probably do a pearl,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and
Well,
then
that's
the
gonna
gold
look
I'll
nice.
do metallic,
That's
and
gonna
then
look
clear
nice.
coat the hell out of it.
Yeah. What a nice truck to be proud of. It's perfect.
I'm enjoying it. I really am.
His first time bringing it to the show?
No, I had it up here inside last
Okay.
year.
Okay.
Last year I had it down at York. I've had it down on the mall
Okay.
for 1040DC a couple
Wow.
times.
So you love going to them truck shows?
Oh, I just love driving.
Yeah, that's great.
I just love driving. I've had it at Macungie
Yeah.
several times. Carlisle. In fact, in 2020 they took a picture of it and used it in their ads for the 2021 show.
Oh, wow.
And it's top left in the ad.
All right.
So I'm real proud of that.
Yeah, there's a lot to be proud of here. I mean, you can hold your head up high. You're in a good crowd.
Oh, it's
This is amazing.
the old truck people.
It's amazing, yeah. And I bet you make some friends here, and
Absolutely.
that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
I'll let you get back.
All right. I did take the opportunity this morning to go over and give the Kenworth reps a hard time.
Did you?
Yeah, about killing the
Oh, no more
W9.
W9s, yeah.
Well, we asked them because they're unveiling it tomorrow.
Yeah. What's
They-
that, a new one?
They've got a brand new 900L over there. They're using the Crooked K bug on it,
Okay, yep.
and on the muffler shield, they've got the Crooked K cut in at the
Yeah.
top, and at the bottom it says since 1963. And we told them they need to redo that. Born 1963, died 2026.
Yeah. That's how it is, you know.
I understand the
Yeah.
economics of it, but
Yeah.
it's, on the nice side though,
Yeah.
it's got the same cab lights as this had original.
Okay.
So I shot a picture of the VIN,
Yeah.
so I can go to a dealer now and get those.
Oh, yeah, that'll be nice and bright.
Yeah, but they're not doing the
Okay.
fender lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything on it's bright. I've switched everything to LED.
Yeah.
But I found some bulbs that don't give themselves away as LED when they're
Okay.
on. Because I don't like the dotted look.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
trying-
end of era, that's for sure.
Just trying to keep it
Well, I mean, all the OEMs are going that way, you know. Peterbilt's going that way.
Well, on the new stuff, that's fine.
Yeah.
But on one of these,
No. Yeah.
it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Old. I'm going to
Yeah.
build some circuits for the turn signal
Yeah.
so they don't pop on and off.
Okay.
I'm gonna build some circuit boards so they'll ease in and ease
Yeah.
out like an
Yeah.
incandescent.
All right.
I don't care if the brake lights pop on.
Well, all right, buddy.
lot
You
of fun.
enjoy. Nice talking to you.
Good
I'll
talking
check
to
in with
you.
you later.
Absolutely.
All right. This guy's out of Montevideo, Minnesota. Never seen this one before, I don't think. Beautiful look. And you got the Circom family. Beautiful trucks here. The heart shape. That's nice. What's up, Boston Trucker with you? What's up? Cool ride, huh? That's a Bighorn, ain't it? Is that a Dodge Bighorn? It is. It's the Bighorn. 1975. And we got Chad Keegan's truck here. Chad Keegan of YouTube. I ran into him for about 2 seconds earlier. And we got an 89. Whoa, Black Betty. Whoa, Black Betty. Damn a lamb. Nice marmot. And we got a 4-stage truck here. That is Bruce Wilson from YouTube.
Yeah, Phyllis tuned in.
Social media. Couple O Max, CH Max. Wow, they look, dude, look at the paint and shine on these trucks. 1995s. That's a lot of rubbing on these trucks. Holy cow. I gotta get a look closer look at this paint. And the lighting in here is amazing. Nice polish jobs. Diamond plate fenders. A&D Bush Farms, Mount Gilead, Ohio, the Buckeye State. And we got Stan Guess, South Elgin, Illinois. It's TransStar 2. Got ourselves a Chevy Kodiak here. That's a rare sighting. And we got a Superliner, and I mean super. Wow. Rod knocker, baby. Holy cow. I gotta get closer to this thing. Oh, man. We got a, looks like about an early 80s, 84 Kenworth. K100C, single bunk. I feel like I watched this guy on videos. I think I see this guy on videos. I've seen him somewhere. This little wheelbase, got a little bit of an extra wheelbase on it. With Hodgeville fenders. I like the back of this cab. It's a nice truck. Reggie Locke. That's the name. And we're back here. 72. Lynn Acres Farms.